Hey, this is Sean with How to Find a Financial Advisor. I want to answer fairly quickly a common question. Actually, there'll be two questions, but this is one of the two. So the two questions are, why would you want to pay an advisor a 1% assets under management fee? That's what I'll answer in this video. And then the other complementary question would be, why would you not want to pay that 1% assets under management fee? So this will be just touching on why you might want to or where it would fit best. So the reason you would want to, number one, is it's a fairly simple, straightforward, transparent solution. So if you have assets that need to be managed or you want help with, and you have the accounts, most of your stuff is in one place, or you want to move it all to one place, and a big part of what you want help with, or at least any part of what you want help with, is the investment piece, then the 1% per year just comes right out of that account each year and pays your advisor. You don't have to do any math. You don't have to write any checks. You don't have to set up any automatic payment. There's no invoicing. It's usually very straightforward for most situations. So the first reason you would want to have that way to pay your advisors, because it's very simple. Along with that, you'd want that way if you already have money that needs to be managed. So what do I mean by that? And can be managed by an advisor directly. So in a lot of cases, if you have most of your money or a good chunk of it in a 401k or other, a 403b or other retirement plan through your employer at work, you may not be able to move it wherever you want. So then your advisor that you may work with, if they charge on a 1% AUM basis, assets under management, it may not work well. So, but if you have money that you've left a company or you've retired and you're about to retire and you can move that money to where an advisor can help you directly, then that suits the fairly simple approach of, here's the money that you're going to get help with, and the advisor can deduct that annual fee of 1%. Usually it's deducted quarterly, but so if you have money that can directly be managed by an advisor, then that may be something you want to consider if you're interested in getting professional help. I've already touched on another reason this would be it's a simple billing. So again, I mentioned that earlier, but so if you don't have moving parts in your personal financial planning, you think you've got enough to live on, you don't need lots of complex planning help, you don't have lots of businesses, you have a fairly straightforward financial situation, that simplicity is also a good potential situation for using this arrangement as well. The next reason you might want to is a term called saliency, and that just means how much do you feel that cost coming out of your account, or how you're billed. So this will actually be in both videos, both why you would not want it and why you would. So I'll touch on here why you would want that. So a lot of times in any kind of decision making, whether that's going to the doctor or other things where you might need to spend money, it is very easy to get caught up in what is it costing me. So a lot of times with people without health insurance may not go to the doctor because they don't want to spend the money, even if they think there's something wrong. And of course, if you don't go to the doctor or you don't get regular checkups, there could be preventive things that don't get caught or don't get done because you don't want to pay what ends up being a fairly small or nominal cost compared to the cost of treating a disease, for example. So saliency just means how much do you feel that cost. So the reason you would want to do a 1% assets under management fee is that you don't really feel it or see it in a lot of cases. Again, that may sound like a downside, and I'll touch on that in the other video. But the reason it's a good thing is because it allows you to focus on the big picture, what your goals are, and the net results. So you certainly want to know what you're paying. And again, I'll touch on that in the other video. But you want to make sure you're thinking about the big picture, and it's easier to do if you don't really write the check. You don't see the money leaving. You're not focused on just the dollars you're paying. You're focused on what's the bottom line results. So if your account makes 20% one year and you pay 1%, you're not going to worry as much for most people about that 1%. And even if the money market's down and your account has lost money, you should hopefully be getting other value besides just the investments. And you can focus on the planning versus what did I pay for this for my account to lose money, which is a natural frustration for people when the market or their account is down and they're paying an assets under management fee. So in this case, it can be a good thing that it allows you to focus on the big picture and not get wrapped up in just the cost. You're hopefully looking at it in the total picture, because it's very easy when the way you pay your advisor is being deducted directly from your account. It's very easy to not really think about it each quarter when the fee goes out, because if you have a $100,000 account and 1% of that per year is $1,000, every quarter that's $250. So it doesn't feel like a large dollar amount in relation to your total account. Again, which could be good or bad, but that in some ways is a good thing, is that you focus on the big picture, not just the cost. Another reason that this arrangement works well is you don't have any permanent commitment. You're not paying an upfront consulting fee or planning fee. The ongoing payments are each quarter, so every basically day you have the option to transfer your money out or ask them to turn off the fee if you don't want to have that arrangement anymore. And that allows you to pay as you go, which could work well, because a lot of the work that you would do with most advisors would be up front, especially if you're getting some financial planning help in addition to the investment management. And if you only pay through the 1% AUM fee, then you're going to pay as you go. And early on, you may get a lot more value than the advice you're getting in getting all things arranged or set up that the advisor thinks is best for you in your situation. Of course, you work with him or her on that. And then as time goes on, you continue to pay that, each quarter, but you always have the option to turn it off. And it's billed quarterly or charged, but it's actually usually pro rata. So if you left after a month of a quarter, you would get the other 2/3 of that fee credited back or wouldn't pay it. And then the other thing that you'll probably hear from most or many advisors that charge the 1% assets under management type fee is it gives you a very simple way to be on the same side of the table, have similar incentives as your advisor, because the basics are you want the money to grow, especially in good times, and then when things are rough in the market or your account, your advisor is going to want to protect the downside if possible, or not have it get any worse than it needs to be, because they are compensated for the value of the money they help you take care of. They take care of for you, not for moving the money around, not in any other way, not with an upfront planning fee or consulting or other way of charging. It's based on taking care of the money and you still maintaining the account with them. So in that way, at least at a very simplistic level, they are on the same side of the table. They don't get paid any other way except helping you with the money. And again, it's always up to you if you want to keep it there or not, but there's no other or fewer potential conflicts that you would see in a commission-based approach or a upfront fee only or an hourly fee. There's certainly pros and cons to each model, which I've touched on in other videos or will, but it's a very simple way to say, hey, as your account goes up or you bring more money to help to bring more money to your advisor or refer them other people that you've told your advisor about, they benefit from taking care of more money and hopefully helping it grow. So that's just a pretty simple, straightforward list of reasons why you would want to pay someone, your advisor, 1% a year on an assets under management basis. So if you have a fairly straightforward financial situation that doesn't have a lot of moving parts where there's complexity in real estate holdings and businesses and estate planning needs, it's pretty straightforward to just have a fee based on the asset that they manage for you. If you have a fairly simple financial situation in it, you can move all your money to your advisor, where your money isn't tied up elsewhere, where they can't bill on it, in which case they may not be focused on the right things if they're only getting paid on managing the money when the money is elsewhere. So I'll touch on that more in the why not to use this arrangement. And then the idea of saliency, that you don't really feel it, so therefore you can focus on the big picture. So sort of counterintuitively, the 1% fee might help you, being deducted from the account, might help you focus on the big picture more than you otherwise would. And then you don't have an ongoing commitment. It's just a day-by-day, quarter-by-quarter, year-by-year decision to retain your advisor. And if you move the money, obviously the 1% of your fee gets turned off that way. And then you have a really straightforward way to help increase the odds that your advisor is doing what they think is best for you and not doing things for other reasons, because they only get compensated based on the value of your account and no other criteria, no other incentives that would put their interest ahead of yours. Hope that helps, answers that question, why you might want to have a 1% a year advisory fee with an advisor. If I can help, just reach out to me, 469-893-0067, or Kernan at hey.com. That's KERNAN at HEY.com. Thanks.